to my presentation. Today we are discussing about Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Presented by R. Kamini, Department of Information Technology. Mentor A. Bhuvaneshwari, Associate Professor, Department of Information Technology. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Introduction. HTTP defines how the client-server programs can be written to retrieve web pages from the web, and HTTP client sends a request and HTTP server returns a responses. The port number is 80. Client uses a temporary port number. HTTP uses the server of TCP connection oriented and a reliable protocol. The first method is referred to as non-persistent connection and the second as persistent connection. Non-persistent. One TCP connection for each request and responses. The client opens a TCP connection and sends a request. The server sends the responses and closes the connection. The client reads the data until it encounters an end of the file marker. It then closes the connection. Then a non-persistent HTTP connection or default mode for HTTP/1.0. A non-persistent connection is closed after the server sends the request object to the client. The connection is used to exactly for one request and one responses. See the figure. The first initiate the TCP connection. Server will accept the TCP connection, the request and the responses. The persistent connection. Only one connection established and connection termination is used, but request for the image is sent separately. HTTP 1.1 made persistent connection the default mode. The server now keeps the TCP connection open for a certain period of time after sending the responses. They enable the client to make multiple requests over the same TCP. Methods. Get. Body of the message is empty. Header. Used only when the client needs information about the web page. Only header section. Used to test validity of the URL. Put. Allows client to post a new web page if permitted. Post. Send some information to the server to be added to the web page or not modify the web pages. Trace. Used for debugging. Client checks whether the server is getting the request. Delete. Allow the client to delete web pages if permitted. Connect. May be used to proxy server. Options. Allow the client to ask about the properties of the web page. Some methods. Request header. 0 or more request header lines sends additional information from the client to the server. Header line, header name, a colon, a space, a header value. The value field defines the value associated with each header name. A body can be present in a request message. Contains the command to be sent or the file to be published on the website when the method is put or post. Header and the description. Response messages. A response message consists of a status line, header lines, a blank lines and a body. A first line is a response message is called the status line. 3 fields in the line separated by spaces and terminated by the carriage return and the line field. The status code field defines the status of the request, consists of 3 digits. Response header names, header and descriptions. Retriever document. Get method to retrieve the image with path usr/bin/image on. The request line shows the method get, the URL and the HTTP version 1.1. Header has 2 lines. The client can accept the images if the GIF or GIF of JPEG format. The request does not have a body. The response message contains the status line or 4 lines of the header. Posting a web page. The client wants to send a web page to a poster to the server. We use the put method. The request line shows the method put, URL and HTTP version 1.1. There are 4 lines of headers. The request body contains the web page to be posted. The response message contains the status line and 4 lines of the headers. The created document which which is the CGI document. It is included as the body. Posting a web page. Web caching proxy server. A proxy server is a computer that keeps the copies of the responses to recent requests. HTTP client sends a request to the proxy server. Proxy server checks its cache. If the response is not stored, it sends request to the server. Incoming responses are sent to the proxy server and stored for future requests from other clients. A proxy server reduces the load on the original server, decreases traffic, and improves latency. Proxy server acts as both server and client. Web caching proxy server location. Cache update. One solution is told the list of the sites whose information remains the same for a while. Add some headers to show the last modification time of the information. Proxy server can then information is scattered to guess how long information would be valid. HTTP security. HTTP/B.Sc does not provide security. HTTP can be run over the secure socket layer (SSL). In case the HTTP is referred to HTTPS. HTTPS provides the confidentially client and server authentication and data integrity. And thank you. Hopefully this presentation help you to learn the HTTP, that Hypertext Transfer Protocol.